All right, let's talk about 10 apps that every Lyft and Uber driver should have in their smartphone, which means you need to go and download these today. Hopefully you have some of these in your phone already, but if you don't, let me break them down for you. Number one, you need to have the Waze app. And the reason that you need to have the Waze app is I did a video on this app, how powerful it is and how it was making me an extra, $200-300 a week just having the app. So much, it's so powerful that I did that video in 2016, that in 2018, when Uber was changing a bunch of their, changing their platform and changing their own application themselves, they added a lot of things inside of their navigation that Waze already had. But I can tell you right now, they are still behind when it comes to the social aspect of it, being able to link this and sync this thing up to your calendar, save favorites and all kind of stuff. If you don't have the Waze app, you are tripping. It is a social navigational application that cannot be beat. It is ran by Google. You got Google itself, but Google also owns Waze. Okay, so understand this, that you get the best route in real time with the help from fellow drivers. If you don't know how that works, trust me, go check it out. To give you just to kind of give you an idea, if you have the Waze app and if you're driving on I-85, I'm here in Atlanta. If you're driving on I-85 and let's just say you're 20 miles away from your destination, anybody who is on that route ahead of you, 5-10 minutes or whatever ahead of you, if they see an accident and they report it, that accident is immediately reported socially through everyone who's using the app, which means that normally maybe that's the best way for you to go. That's the quickest way for you to go. Waze is going to reroute you in real time to say, hey, we're going to actually reroute you and start avoiding that. This thing tracks cops, it tracks cars on the road, it tracks, potholes, it tracks hazardous red camera lights, the lights that capture at the red light for running red light. It captures all of that stuff. People take pictures of this information, show you what's going on. I just can't tell you how powerful it is. It'll make you a lot of money. If you don't know about that video, if you didn't see it, I'm gonna put a card here to go so you can go watch the Waze video that I did so you can see how powerful it is. So that's number one. Number two, the Gas Buddy app. Obviously, you're in your vehicle, you're driving around and you're using it to earn an income, unless you've moved on to the other side of the quadrant, which is where I'm moving people, getting away from trading time for driving money. But if you're still in that phase of driving, you need the Gas Buddy app, because this thing will help you find the best gas prices anywhere. Okay. And that's important because if you're paying too much for gas, obviously you're burning into your income. So along with the Gas Buddy app and another video that I did, which shows you how to save money on gas. Again, I'll put a card here so you can watch that video, how to save money on gas. You just got to have this app. Okay. That's going to, put a lot of more, keep more money in your pocket. The next thing is MileIQ. MileIQ is accurate mileage reports, stress-free logging on your desktop or in the palm of your hand. Obviously, for us, in the palm of your hand. This app allows you to not only start tracking your miles automatically when you start moving your vehicle, and you can easily decide whether it's going to be classified, whether it's going to be business or personal with ease by easy swipe, but it's also going to give you accurate reports. And if you don't know why that's important, is because when it comes to your taxes, you need to be able to write off your expenses. And understand that you might say, oh, well, Google's tracking not Google, but Uber is tracking my miles. And they are, but they're only tracking your miles when you're online. But understand, you're using your vehicle a lot more than just when you're online for business. Okay, if you're running it the way that I'm showing you on this channel. So understand this, I think in 2019, it's 58 cents per mile that you can write off when you're using your vehicle for business, which means that every 10,000 miles that you put in your car, that's a $5,800 write-off. Talk to your CPA, get this app so you can save that money. Because if you're not doing the minimum, if you're not doing that, you are tripping. Okay, so download this. MileIQ is accessible on all devices, iPhone and obviously Android. The next one is Intuit's QuickBooks. Understand this, guys. This is QuickBooks self-employed. As an Uber driver, Uber business owner is what you are. You're self-employed, which means you're not a W-2. You are a 1099, 1099K, 1099 MISC or miscellaneous. Okay, you need to understand that you need to have this so you can know what you can and what you can't write off. So QuickBooks self-employed customers find an average of, look at it, over $4,628 in tax savings per year. Get this application because it's going to save you some money, and it's going to show you how to file your taxes a lot better as a self-employed individual. And again, I want to show you these links are going to be in the descriptions, but let me make a public service announcement. None of these links are going to be affiliate links. I could easily do this video and make these links, some of these links, affiliates, but I'm not doing that because this information is important. I'm not going to make any money from giving you this information outside of advertising if you watch the ad before this video. Okay, what number is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, I think this is 5. Audible. Understand this. Listening to audiobooks is one of the best things you can do in your downtime, which is you're going to have a lot of that because you're spending a lot of time inside of your vehicle. Instead of listening to the radio and music and stuff that is not going to build up your knowledge base, you need to be listening to things that, business stuff, things that are going to help you get on the other side of trading time for money, things that are going to help you get onto the passive side of the income, not the left side of the quadrant, but the right side of the quadrant. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when I'm talking about the cash flow quadrant, here's a link here to go watch the cash flow quadrant video, which will show you, why you need to be on that right side. Okay, trading time for money is bad. All right, let's talk about the next one. The next one that you need to download is Freebird. Freebird is cash back and points every time you Uber or you Lyft. You can do this is for Apple Androids. You can see here over 2.8 million distributed to their users, over 810 million points from rides and promotions, and 679,000 on safe rides home. What is this? Okay, basically, you could go ahead and read this, but you can save money by using this app, earn points for every rides provided by Uber and Lyft, and you can get home safely. A lot of bartenders here in Atlanta and club owners use this stuff, because you can see here, if I read this first sentence, Freebird helps you reward your customers with cash back on Uber and Lyft rides when they come and dine and drink at your establishment. And for you're trying to figure out how do you save money, check it out. Discover businesses that offer cash back for your ride. All you need to do is make a valid purchase or any location on your credit card linked to your Freebird account. Earn points on every ride. Check it out. By using Freebird, you can earn points every time you take an Uber or Lyft. Trade your points in for valuable rewards and cash. Check this app out. It's pretty dope. Again, I have all these apps on my phone. Definitely had them when I was heavy in the streets and driving, making a lot of money with Uber. Spotify is the next app that you need to download. Why? Because streaming is huge. And believe it or not, most people are now in their own personal vehicles. They're either streaming music or they're listening to podcasts. That's the reason that most of the vehicles that you see being manufactured today have Apple CarPlay in them, because more people are starting to podcast and listen to FM radio, which means that the passengers that get in your vehicle, they're probably going to want to listen to their Spotify playlist, or they can share their Spotify playlist with you, or you can share your Spotify playlist with them. That's going to give you a way to open up the door to earn more money. If you don't know what I'm talking about, again, I'll put a card or a link in the description to the 20 questions that most passengers are going to ask you that you could turn into making money. But Spotify is definitely an app that you need. It's a social app. Plus, it's got really, really good music, so you need to have it. All right. The next one we're going to talk about is Flush. Let's just be honest with you. You're spending time in the vehicle, driving around. At some point, you're going to have to use the restroom. No need of trying to figure out where a good restroom is, unless you're like me. Before I figured out Flush, I had 5 restaurants that I used in the different parts of the city in Atlanta, which ones were the best and the cleanest. I knew where I wanted to go. So if I was in that area, that's where I was going to go. But Flush is a good app for you to have because it's going to find you really, really good restrooms. Okay. Understand, like, the ones that you want to be in, not the crappy ones where there's pee all over the toilet, ladies. Okay, and stuff like that, and guys, pee on your fresh sneakers, you got to step in all that pee. It's not like that at all. So check this app out, because at some point you're going to have to do number 1 or number 2. It's inevitable. All right, and this app is available on iOS, and actually you can see it's also available on Android. Number 9, the 9th app that you need to download is AccuWeather. Understanding this, you need to know what you're going to be up against when you jump in your vehicle to go out and drive. You need to know if it's going to be cold. You need to know if it's going to be raining. You need to know if it's going to snow, because that is going to let you be aware of what you actually need to put in your trunk to deal with that weather. Whether if it's raining, I have a video where I talk to you about the 20 items every Uber driver should have. One of those is an umbrella. You need to know if it's going to rain. You need to be prepared to get out of the vehicle, walk around with your umbrella, and actually put that passenger in the vehicle. First of all, that's automatically going to get you 5 stars, but you're also working for a tip. Understand that you're in this customer service business. Just staying in your car and letting them get in the vehicle, open the door themselves, and letting ladies just open the door, whatever. Your chivalry doesn't need to be dead, because it's ruining your rating, and it's also hurting your pockets, because you're not understanding that you're in the customer service business. The better your customer service and the more knowledgeable you are, the better your conversation is, the more tips you're going to make. That's a money play. All right, number 10 is going to be FlightStats. FlightStats is really, really dope, because especially for those of you who have a domestic or an international airport in your city. In any city that has an airport, more rides are done at the airport than any other place. More rides are requested from the airport than any place else in your city. That is a fact. And so instead of trying to go to the airport and sit in the lot, trying to figure out when is going to be a good time for you to actually catch a ride, you can check, flight status, which is what I used to do. You can check to see when flights are coming in and when they're leaving, because that's when the rides are going to be called in the most. Now, you might be saying, well, I don't want to do that and go to the airport. No, you're thinking about this all wrong. You need to reverse engineer it. The reason I check the flight stats to see here in Atlanta when the flights are going to be going out is because that's when I want to go into the neighborhoods. Hello, because if it's saying that most of the flights are going to be leaving out in Delta on Tuesday at 6:30 a.m. or 7:30 a.m., guess where I'm going to be? I'm not going to be at the airport. No, I'm going to be in the neighborhoods, because the neighborhoods, especially in the business district of Atlanta, those are where the people are going to be calling Ubers to go to the airport. More money for me. So I get money going to the airport in optimal time, and I get money coming away from the airport in optimal time. I have videos to show you guys where I was making $70, $80 in Uber XL coming to and from the airports. This is how I did it. I have a freaking app that showed me, that tracked flights and glanced at flights and monitored conditions and checked flight statuses. This is super dope. So these are the 10 apps that will absolutely 100% earn you more money, save you more time and heartache from being out there, running your Uber business. So if you have some of these, that's fantastic. Whichever ones you don't have, definitely go and download those. Leave a comment in the description. Leave a comment below the video and tell me how you're using your apps to make more money. My name is Calvin. I'm the Simple Driver. Peace.